For more than 50 years, the Salvation Army's Harbor Light Center has been a beacon of hope for those seeking to find an end to their addictions to drugs and alcohol. One such person who found his way to the Harbor Light Center is Gary Lamonte. Gary's addictions began at a very young age. When he was 13 years old, he began by taking cigarettes from his father's carton. Soon he was taking sips of alcohol from the liquor cabinet. What began innocent enough became a long-term addiction to crack cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol.
My family had rejected me. I was not welcome in my home. And the only other place I had to go was to use more drugs. The Salvation Army took me in. The day I left home and I came in treatment, I had to look my 6-year-old daughter in the eyes and tell her that Daddy has to go away. He's sick and needs help. And she asked me when I would come home, and I had no answer. And a family member dropped me off. And I saw the sign out front that says, "Man may be down, but he's never out." And I thought to myself, they're going to make me go to church. I don't want to go to church, but I got nowhere else to go. Although I had a home with a beautiful wife to sleep next to and a refrigerator full of food, I could not stop using drugs. Against my own will and on my own willpower, I was completely beaten and powerless. When I was here in treatment, they told me about a God of my understanding, that I would need a power greater than myself to keep me off of drugs and alcohol, to keep me from living the life that I was living. And the church itself, the people here, didn't judge me. They loved me because of who I was and not in spite of. That was important to me because I came in with a lot of guilt, burdened with sin, and I couldn't stand even to live with myself. But they loved me for who I was anyway.
The Salvation Army never judged Gary Lamonte, but took him in with open arms and provided the support he needed, both spiritually and psychologically. After 20 years of fighting his addictions to drugs and alcohol, Gary credits the Salvation Army for helping him find his long-sought peace.
Today, I have 2 years, 1 month, clean from drugs and alcohol, over 1.5 years from smoking cigarettes, and I have a relationship with Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I still start my day 2 years later at this morning service, worshiping and praising the Lord with the men that are here, sitting in the same seats that I'd sat in. I also am blessed to be a soldier in the Salvation Army at the Belleville Corps after taking the classes here at the Harbor Light. I do the children's Sunday school. God has entrusted me with the spiritual growth of not only my own children, but about a dozen or so others. And I'm just grateful today for all that God has done for me, that God used this Salvation Army to give me a place to go when I had nowhere to go, and for supporting me and bringing me to where I'm at today. It's truly a joy and an honor and a privilege to be a part of the Salvation Army.
Last year, more than 5,000 men came through the doors of the Salvation Army's Harbor Light Center, many with stories very similar to Gary Lamonte's. But for every story told, countless go untold. And not just stories of homelessness and addiction, but those working to save their homes, or pay their utilities, or even putting food on their family's table. This year, the Salvation Army has seen an unprecedented rise in requests for our services, and we're working extremely hard to meet that increased need. I invite you to pick up your torch and go the distance with the Salvation Army.